What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mike the Middleman Check. We're here at my Mike Sounds Nice podcast. Today I got a couple special guests with me. I got my man Pluto here, who's actually rocked with us in a couple videos and movies we've done. I got my man Ep.1. We've recorded some songs. We've done some movies. We just, we're networking. We've done a lot of stuff with Ep.1. Check it out. We're gonna have a little conversation about underground hip hop. We're gonna go make some things happen. Talk to these guys for what it's like to be an underground artist, or what's it like to be an artist, period, not even underground. I would say underground because I'm trying to be king of the underground. But we are going to talk to everybody a little bit about hip hop, so stick with us. Let's introduce everybody.
Yo, man, it's Ep.7, man. You know what I'm saying? 20 plus year vet, DigiGod, right here on the West Coast, man. I've been doing my thing out here in music, man, since I was a youngin', you know what I'm saying? Probably got my first deal right out of high school, something like that, and just been going ever since, you know what I'm saying? Music all over the globe, everywhere digital music is sold, you can find me, and I just love entertainment, man. I've been doing it, you know what I'm saying, since I was like younger, and I picked up on a lot of different things that kind of like, led me to where I am now, even since, church and grade school, so.
All right, what's up? Pluto in the house, man. Pluto Dagger. Well, for me, I don't know, man. I probably wrote my first rhyme in the 6th grade. Man, I mixed it up with some Rodney and Joe Cooley type shit. It was kind of fresh. I started off, the bass that's in your face, show love, scrubs your face. Then I put my own in there. And, my family's very musically inclined, and I just was around music my whole life, man, ain't no secret, played the drums for the church, that type shit. And then, I was always loving hip hop, man, when that different songs came out, like the Vapors and 6 in the Morning and the Boys in the Hood. That shit made me want to rap. I learned that. I think I learned my first rap I learned was Boys in the Hood. I wrote that shit out, y'all. So shit like that. And then I progressed now, and I'm just continuing to do it. I got a lot of music coming soon, and that's what's up.
So, as you guys being artists here, we're all kind of like I write rhymes as well. I've performed with my cousin mostly, kind of spanning out doing a solo thing. What is your favorite thing about, let's say, creating a project, or let's say you're getting ready to go to the studio, you get ready to leave this? This is brand new, it's brand fresh. You got an idea, and you get ready to initiate the. What's your favorite part about getting ready to initiate a project? You don't have any songs written, everything's in the head. What is the favorite part about getting started on that?
For me, it's being a creator. It's just the energy that goes into it. Sometimes, like you say, you may not have anything down concrete, but it's the thought process that goes behind what you're doing. Maybe you have a couple of hooks you've been kicking around or something. Maybe you got an idea for a hook, or maybe every time you hear a certain track, certain words come to you that kind of coincide with that track, but you haven't put anything down, freestyle, or you haven't written any, jotted any thoughts down on it yet. So for me, I think it's the energy and anticipation of it all, because being a creator and having the opportunity to create, that's like the best. That's where the fun comes in for me. No doubt. Actually being in the lab and pouring those vials.
Yeah, finding out what mixes right.
Coming up with the science of it all. Yes, sir. So that's
it.
what it is for me. Just the anticipation and the excitement.
Well, for me, man, it's like I'm like the mad scientist, man. I get excited when, to be part of any new creation, man. And, if I'm there to make the beat or not, or if, I just come right in, it's like the whole moment is like nostalgic. It's like magical for me, man. I be pulling. I channel. I call it channeling, man. I be trying to pull down all the best expression that I can possibly come with. Right. It's very deep when I go into it, and sometimes not always fast. I won't say I'm not the fastest writer all the time, but
I can understand that. Actually.
It's a very spiritual process for me. It's deep. It's really deep for me, especially when I'm alone. It's a little different than when I'm in the studio with a group or versus by myself.
Yeah, I've noticed that. We did a album, Wrath of Cons. Everybody checks it out. It's a secret album that we couldn't put out because we couldn't clear it. But we did it like a super group though. It was like basically I do my dude from Nebraska. So I had a guy from Portland. Had everybody, it was like just everybody, all these MCs all over the place. And that was one thing I found hard. It took us 2.5 years to finish it, and I found that was hard because of everybody being all over the place and being in a group. And sometimes even me and my cousins sometimes, like, we can't, our schedules conflict where we don't get a chance. We don't really get it done, though. But for the most part, our schedules conflict. So sometimes, like, when I was writing my project, first time having complete control over everything, it was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't really got to wait on nobody to do nothing. I'm writing a song as soon as I get done.
Work too.
Shit. Yeah, because even on my album, Bill Crazy, my album is just one song with features, and there's 9. The other 8 are just me only. So that's a lot. It's a lot of writing on it. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm in the middle of mines right now, and I have a bunch of features, but I'll take pride in the writing process. You know what I mean? I have a bunch of features on a couple of my latest, but I still have 5 or 6 by myself on those projects.
Yeah, but man, you be cranking out albums too fast, man. You be out there putting out like an album a day, man. I go up in there like, yo, Urge, you like the 2019 Master P, man. I can't keep. Yeah, my bad. My albums be popping up so fast. You know what I mean? I'll give you whatever. I'm mad jealous of you, Urge, man. You come out. You got so many albums, so many projects out there, and I be looking at that like, man, because it takes me sometimes forever to get through. I give respect to how your pen game is, and how, like, I see you getting off, you're doing your thing from at night, and then going straight in the morning, mixing stuff and doing all the whatever. I mean, that's dope, actually.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate it, man. It's just it just got to do with the work ethic, and the focus and the drive of wanting to see it done, man. I'm not one of them cats that believe in going to the job to work for somebody else's empire, and then come home and it's Miller time. Like,
right.
When I get off, I punch off their clock and punch in on my clock, for my business.
Right,
and what
exactly.
I'm doing, my studio, my clients, my business. And, I just kind of go from there. So, it keeps me, it keeps me working real hard. It keeps me moving. And basically I'm trying to, get the content and leave it all behind for my family and my kids and my friends and the people who thought that they knew me, or for the people that didn't. Sometimes these songs are like diaries, or like books of the heart, books of the mind. They're like insight into what I was seeing and what I was going through and how I was living. So
right.
I'm leaving all of that behind for them, man, and it just makes me want to work real hard when I see a lot of the greats that people feel had super potential, and people feel never lived up to their potential, and they gone now.
Right.
Too many to name. You know what I mean?
Sure. So now, as being an underground artist, I always consider myself an underground. I'm not there, but I'm trying. Like I said, I'm really trying to be the underground king. I don't really give a crap about any type of fame or any of that stuff. As long as my lyrics live in kind of infamy on the underground, so I get a little bit of respect under that way. I'm good with that. Do you feel there's any type of, let's say, like any, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Like any type of negative feeling or any type of way that kind of maybe discourage you sometime to want to go be doing that stuff? Because, as an independent artist, you kind of have to take care of everything. You really have to pay, all your studio time, your production, your album covers, everything that kind of falls on you. And sometimes you can put a lot of work into it and not sometimes see a good benefit on that project, whatever. So does it something ever discourage you from putting it out, or you go like, man, would you wish something to be different? Or I guess
for me, man, I'm enjoying the experience. I guess being signed at a young age. I got my first record deal was out of high school, Eclipse Records in the Hollywood Taft Building down there off of Vine, and then Sunset. I was signed to probably 3 more deals after that. Art LeBeau's label,
nice.
Audio Records, and a couple of other labels. So I think going back to some of the things that you was talking about, when I finally got that freedom that I wasn't underneath anybody, nobody had their thumb on my neck or their foot on my neck, so to speak. I think it was more of a freedom for me where I challenged myself. I challenged the ideas. I waddled in it like a pig in the mud and had fun with it and had a good time with it because I felt like nobody was supervising it.
Right.
It was more fun when it wasn't like,
do it this way.
Right. Or anybody was over me
Yeah.
and the engineer was saying the bass is distorted. No, that's how we put the bass in the song. It's an 808. It's
Right.
supposed to sound like that. But when, when the culture clashed with the science of music, the way they went to school to do it and what their ear felt sounded proper, but they not knowing about the 69 boys, the Two Live crew, and this Miami bass movement, even before the South, that Miami had that bass. Throw That D. The song they came out with just had that bass, Tootsie Roll, you name it.
They used to come out with CD tapes that were just bass records. You know, I remember that you throw it, you had the people whatever, and just all bass records. That was right. Be sitting in my homie's car shaking like crazy. Like, what's going on?
Those. I had one of those. I think mine was bass 305.
Right.
I remember that. So for me it was just more of having the freedom to spread my wings. And a lot of times when depending on the kind of management or the kind of company you under and how deep of a hold they have on what you're doing and your creativity,
right,
you don't feel free.
I got you. More like a job,
and it's hard to concentrate or do your best when it's sometimes that pressure makes you go harder and challenge yourself, but sometimes it doesn't. So when I didn't have any of those restrictions and any of that over me, I just felt like it was funner and I approached it with a lot more vigor.
I got you. I
didn't have anybody to shoot anything down.
And let's see, we got you. What's your feeling as far as kind of putting the grind or being an independent artist and
well, I think that the game has changed. It's good. It has its up and downs, its pros and cons. You may not have the big machine behind you, so you do a lot more of the footwork, so there's a lot more learning, I say.
Oh, gotcha.
And,
that's true.
there's a lot more hands-on. And, it's also you have more freedom as well. So, I think that is necessary as well, though, because then you could have people that can express their true voice and not necessarily be influenced. So I think independent is very important.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta have so everybody keep doing their shiznit.
Yeah, right. Now, everybody's a rapper nowadays, so I don't know if that's whatever, but I've gone many of shows and my whole crowd is rappers waiting for me to get off stage so they can do their thing, right? They're like, yo, can you please hurry the fuck up and get off the stage so we can do our thing, So with that kind of competition, how do you feel about that kind of thing? I guess we'll go in there. How do you feel about the competition of that? Or how does that make you feel knowing that everybody in the crowd or everybody around you's got bars, they want to drop an album, they want to sell you a single, they don't want to listen to you, but they want to, they wanted you to listen to them. Like, oh, okay, well, that's great. You got music, but I got music too, So how does that make you in this day and age? Because before, not to get everybody off, but before when I was doing hip-hop music, it wasn't about being a rapper. It was about being included. So if you didn't rap, you can b-boy. Or if you didn't b-boy, you can graffiti. Or if you didn't graffiti, you can DJ. And it was more of a community thing. Like, we would shut down the whole block, and whoever could do their thing would get their shit off. You know what I'm saying? Whoever could, whatever. And that was kind of whatever. But now it's kind of more like, yo, I need you to pay attention to this music, to my rhymes and whatever. So how do you kind of feel about the increase of the popularity, I guess?
I just think the game has been, oversaturated. It just depends on which angle you're looking at it from. I started as an underground artist with nothing, no music for sale nowhere, just on the street, on cassettes, when I started burning CDs, and I was burning my own. I wasn't in a manufacturer. I wasn't a distributor. And buy my mixtape. Who is you?
Right.
So it's like at the end of the day, that's everywhere. You can't stop at a gas station. You can't go to a concert. That's just the nature of the beast now. I mean, I even heard a joke about a dude getting fired from McDonald's for putting his mixtapes in the Happy Meal.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So I'm just saying,
it's kind of innovative, though.
So my whole thing is, it's just competition. I'm not really going to call it competition, and I'm going to say growth-wise.
Right.
When I was their age, we was wilding.
Right.
We had Fight the Power and Party for the Right to Fight and Welcome to the Terror Dome. Like, we had our own stuff that people were saying, shaking their head and their finger at what we was doing and what we was listening to. So, like, we couldn't expect the game to go the way the game went with Belly and the New Jack City and all of that, and then not have these crack babies running around and, the Punky Brewster with all the little, Fruity Pebbles and the Tricks of a Kid's Rabbit with all the colors
and stuff, and I expect something to come out of it.
They grew up on a Punky Brewster age. Go back and look at it. She had on 2 mismatched colored socks. She had on ribbons that
fresh.
Nothing wasn't on, but everything was mismatched in crazy colors. Well, that's what they grew up on. Tricks to Rabbit. They grew up on all these colors. Fruit Loops. They grew up on all of this stuff. So now you see all of that stuff translated to the music. It translated translates into the music now because it become part of the culture.
Yeah,
so like at the end of the day, no, I'll let everybody do their thing, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm blessed. I'm humble. I appreciate the fans and the heads that I had that's still rocking with me and listening to what I have to say, my opinions and my ideas. And you know, I say live and let live. I see a lot of things out there that are hurtful to the game, but at the end of the day, I'm not here to get nobody no black eye, man. I'm gonna let everybody exist and coexist. I just feel like, you know, when it's a time for everything. People grow out of things.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
For the kids right now, they into the chicken noodle soup and a soda on the side. I know that's I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
If that's their thing right now, okay. Let them have the chicken noodle soup and the soda on the side. I'm past that.
Right.
But
not for you right now.
Yeah. But it's some people that's good, and then for the dance people, you know, that's cool. So everybody had their own little segment. There's so many genres and so much money and so many areas we can move in, from the storytelling to when you put a project together, just making sure to have a little something on it for everybody.
But
me, man, I don't see no competition for what I do. I'm in my own lane. I'm sitting on the sidelines with a bag of popcorn, watching the parade go by. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to looking ahead to editing.
Okay, no problem.
If you could, I know it's your.
Oh yeah, no. That's gonna be
get in with Pluto on how you presented Knuckles and what did he think?
Yeah. I was gonna get him into that one. I got Knuckles definitely on the whatever. This is the first time. No, you good. No, it's good stuff. Give us that whatever. Make it, you know what I'm saying. Give us a good content on there. I was gonna do the MC stuff and then I was gonna flip out to the movies because they're just doing the movies. We got Pluto on the movie. I was gonna close that out with it. So
yes, sir.
All right. So that was you. So I'm gonna ask you the same question because I honestly think it's something that is, I don't know, it's not a problem, whatever, but I just think that there's a lot of people out here doing the thing, and then there's a lot of people that want to get put on doing music. So with it being so many people out here, like you said, a saturation of MCs or such a saturation of musicians in general, not even MCs. I mean, they're just musicians, bands, everything in general. What you're feeling towards, I guess, going up or putting out, creativity against that, or do you think there's anything?
I like that. I see it as a push, you know what I'm saying? You know we're oversaturated, so you stay hot. You know what I'm saying? This like is, that. I mean, shit. Over here, there's a lot of cats spitting fire over here. So, at the same time, to me, I like it because no matter what, I feel like I'm always in my own lane.
Right.
My shit sound different. So, I have a lane. Boom. Because I always know that. So, it's good because I'm an individual. And, I like other individual sound too. And so I think a plethora is good, because it make you step up.
Right. Yeah.
Versus as it may not be like that everywhere. And it is, I do agree with what you were saying earlier. It's not, you used to meet more diverse parts of the craft, the hip hop. It's like, damn. Everybody want to rhyme, and it may not be able to, but at the same time, everybody can do poetry. Everybody can dance. Everybody can play the drum. It's in your heart, but there's different levels.
True.
And just know your level. Those people should feel bad. Those people who got those people, let's say like on American Idol, and they sound like bullshit. It's like they lied to them their whole life and said you sound good.
Yeah, right.
They know their lane. You should know you don't sound good. You know it. Stop playing with the game of life.
Yeah, you know your sound. You can hear it too. And
don't play with the game of life.
Well, unless you tone deaf. And
sometimes that's true.
Get you some music lessons.
They should have told their ass.
Some of it come with age. Some of it come
if you got the talent.
Like, to be honest, I didn't like any of my music until probably like maybe 4 years ago. So I got maybe
you grew into it.
I got like 300 songs, and I want to say I only like about 40 of them shits. You know what I'm saying? Like that's 40 of them shits I could listen to, whatever. But that was over the last couple of years. It took whatever. Now people tell me.
Keep doing it.
Yeah, people are like, yo, keep doing it, keep whatever. But I think it was my recording process, because when you record, like I said, I don't know, you say with a group, remember we were talking about with the albums and the groups?
Yeah.
With the group, it's a little bit easier, but it's kind of the same thing though. So like when I'm in a group, there's 5 people waiting to do this thing. They're waiting for me to get out the booth and go. Like, yo, drop your arm and get the hell out so I can do my thing. Whatever. It's kind of the same, whatever. So a lot of times I didn't get a chance to really sip my verse, or I'm really rushing. But when I find out what I record by myself, I could just be in here for hours on a verse until I like a verse. You know what I mean? And I know everybody. I don't know how people record or anything, but I know a lot of people saying they go in and they just dropping verses. It's not like that for me. I drop verses, but I got to hear it in my head to know that it's the right verse. So I might drop it, but it might not be the right verse until 70 times later. So I hear it in my head like, oh, that was the one. I'll go listen to it and I know that's the joint. But when I'm doing a group, you like if we're in here trying to get a song off, you guys ain't trying to see me do it 70 times. You ain't trying to sit in the chair and be like, come on, man. Like your last 50 was probably all right. We could have already did whatever. So I just, that's kind of a little difference with me. I kind of think that process, like, man,
I'm the same way, man. When I'm in the studio, I cut until I get it right. So I prefer to be in the studio dolo.
Yeah.
Where I'm not holding nobody up. And if I am in a session with cats and all three of us in there, I'll cut it and I'm not satisfied. I'm going to let that ride. I'm going to cut you and I'm going to cut you. Then y'all going to leave and I'm going to cut it again.
He's going to cut it again, right?
Cut it 50 more times, 40 more times. But not to your inconvenience.
Right. I got you.
Let you guys do your thing, and then I'm gonna make sure I'm satisfied with my verse, because I feel like once I put that down, that's it. The world gonna hear that. That's concrete at that point. It's
you can't change it after that,
it's
right?
Gonna seal up like concrete. Ain't gonna be. I can't write it. I can't carve it. I can't do nothing but crack it up or break it up. Especially when it's something that's going out to the planet.
Right.
I just try to make sure I'm satisfied. A lot of times I've had people, artists in the studio with me or homies around, like, oh, homie, you should have spit that like this, and you could have spit that better. But see, if I spit it and I'm satisfied with it, then you good. I'm done.
And that's what I notice when I make music.
Now, if it's your record, I cut you off. If it's your record and you're saying I'd like you to do it like this,
then I'm gonna do it again. You might accommodate a little bit, right?
Yeah, accommodate, because it's your record.
Right.
But I still gotta be me on your record. You wouldn't ask Method Man to come to your record and not be Method Man. Ask him to be Pee Wee Herman, or he Method Man.
Yeah, right.
So he come to your
exactly.
record, he's still gonna be Method Man.
True.
So I'm gonna give you kind of what you want, like you said, but try to accommodate that. But I'm gonna still make sure I'm me on the record, because my fans are people that's listening to me wouldn't even understand if they heard that and it wasn't what I.
It was your style, yeah. They're looking out for you, whatever. Exactly. Of course. I like that about y'all. Even when we're recording or doing projects, I like that. Like, don't change your style. Do what you got to do. Because my style's mad unorthodox. People tell me a lot of times I don't rhyme, even though I do rhyme a lot of different times in the bar. But people think I don't rhyme. They're like, oh, you don't really rhyme that much. I'm like, no, everything rhymes. Like, what I'm saying, it just doesn't rhyme. Yeah, it just doesn't rhyme exactly. Yeah, it doesn't rhyme the sequence. Yeah, whatever. But I like that about you. Like, no, just keep your style how it is, or whatever. Don't flip it on there and that type of stuff. So, all right, we're going to advance a little bit. Let's say hip hop to movies. Now, we know at the beginning, hip hop and movies and even videos, they're all kind of like together. They kind of work together. We know Urge has been hitting the movie scene like crazy. We just got Pluto to come here and do a movie for us. Even though we haven't showcased him too much, we only use his knuckles, whatever, and let him beat up a lot of people. How do you guys feel about making movies, and like maybe let's say a transition from being a music artist to an actor, or kind of how that creativity evolves with your craft? What do you guys feel about that as well?
Well, I could say that I haven't experienced it much, but it's way different. Like you gotta pull from a different space. It's like a whole different craft. To me, it's like art is arts, and some of the arts is like transferable. Like if sometimes if you could rap, that girl probably could dance, or might could sing, might could dance. But I think that once you dedicate though and put the time, it pays off if that's what you love. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love it. And that's what we do. I got lost somewhere in my answer.
Yeah, no, man. Just trying to find out where you go. You explained it. You gotta love, like I said, the transition from doing the rap.
It was. It's very. I love it. I'm excited. Like I aspire to be great one day on screen.
Nice.
I think I would be great once I indulge in the craft, because I like it.
Yeah,
I like watching movies. Yeah, it's fun to me. I want to increase my knowledge and skill in it. Yeah, definitely. And so for me, it's something I always wanted to do. So I like it.
And then how about you, Urge? I know you, like, every time I see you got a new movie, everybody's recruiting you for everything. Wow, and you helped us out, and now with two of the flicks that we had you play, we had you roughed up in the first one, then this one we made you rough up some people as well, so we kind of flipped the script on you a little bit.
Right. Well, no, it's a blessing, man. I got exposed like around 7 years old by my mom, man. And I used to hate her, man. I used to just talk so bad. God forgive me, man. But to just be sitting in the house, reading a Kiwi shoe polish script, and the kids outside with skateboards and bikes, jumping ramps and climbing trees and popping firecrackers, eating pomegranates, playing hide and go get it.
Your mom was
playing
an actress?
video games, and she had us. She had me and my brother studying
lines,
plays and stuff.
And playing
She was
the
in the
piano
craft.
and playing the piano, and it was
I
just
didn't know that. That's
wow.
deep, bro.
and it was something that she was instilling in us at 5 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old. That came out when I got to church and when I got to elementary and got into the school plays and stuff like that. So no, the films for me, music is my first love.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
say that too.
film comes right after that as a
Yeah, I say
passion.
that.
And I love watching movies, and then I love the art of filmmaking, and then I love character acting.
Yeah, okay.
I do.
So that's what I'm trying to become.
I
That's
do.
my ultimate right now, to become a great character role
Nice.
actor, like a Denzel or a Forrest Whitaker, where you just can become that
the homie.
actor.
Yeah, right. Okay. I
Like
like that.
Stevie.
And the crazy thing is,
Forrest.
I actually wanted to do movies before I did music. And then what happened was we did a tape in high school, and everybody gassed me up. Like, it was me and a homie. We did it was on like 4 tracks
They
or
liked
whatever.
it.
And everybody gassed me up. Oh, that was fly. Oh, whatever. So I completely did a 180. Like, oh, I ain't doing this no more. I ain't doing movies no more, whatever. But what I find is, I get the same goosebump feeling like when I used to go in the studio. Like when we I've written 2 movies on now so far. I got it or at least crafted the story on it, and I find out that seeing it go from, it's kind of like writing rhymes, like going into the studio writing a song and listening to it back is now even better, because now I'm writing a whole story and I'm seeing it back in my whatever. So I'm kind of, I love music, but I can't front. I do kind of love doing the movies a little bit more on that. Now, we haven't showcased y'all. I've been doing all this promo for the Knuckles. This is, if everybody doesn't know, this is actually Knuckles here. So if you see all the hands, this is Knuckles right here.
What's up, y'all?
How do you feel about being the star of a movie, but we're not showing your face and not letting you talk at all?
It's weird and frustrating, but dope. The whole concept is dope of this person's point of view, almost like being John Malkovich. If y'all remember that movie,
That's a
you know
great
what I'm
movie. I like that movie. Right.
And that's why I liked it, and I just wanted to be part of any type of movie project, like I was saying. So I mean, I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's dope, and plus, kind of remind me of myself. Kind of a little bit back in my time.
Right.
Back in my time, I couldn't do it for money, but you know.
But you might have to get a knuckle down and have to.
Yeah, man, I was one of those dudes when I was little. I fought everybody I knew.
Yeah, right. He's like, everybody I do.
Everybody who was like maybe 2 years older, 2 years younger. So I really kind of, that's how my homie Malik said, man, your name should have been Mr. Hands, because he was always fighting, man. I was just crazy with it. Sometimes they would knock on my door if it was a new kid on the block to ask me could I beat them up. Hey, there's a new guy. Booby, could you see? That's my childhood nickname.
Yeah.
See, can you beat this guy up? And I would go out there and pick a fight with the guy and see what happened. Hey, kid. Hey, boom. And so I was really a mess when I was little, guys. I was a terrorist. So to me, that has nothing to do with the movie, but I like the movie because, like I was saying, the point of view and that. And I always want to be part of any type of movie scheme, period.
Yeah.
So I fucking drooled at the idea, literally, like, wow, I could be part of any type of movie shit for real.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, man. There's not a lot of opportunities out here, especially, there's a lot of indie filmmakers and a lot of people making film from the college level for private filmmakers and companies, and then indie artists as well making films. But it's not a lot of opportunities to be in good quality production that come to fruition. I mean, you can go work on something for 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and never see it, and never see it. You see a couple of clips. You may never see the full thing from beginning to end. And a lot of times, shooting films are weird because you come to the set on certain days, you don't even see certain actors. You just do your part. Sometimes you do your role like the person's there, but there's nobody there. So sometimes you only know the storyline from reading the script like it was a book, but you've never seen the whole thing come together
until the end.
As far as right. But if they never put it together,
you just put the work in for nothing,
and
right?
You're just wondering, like, I got these scenes and I did these scenes, and then another thing that I found actually frustrating is when I've done a film and I haven't been able to go to the premiere or get a visualization of it, because now I'm in it and I know what I did in it,
right.
but I don't know how much of that stayed in the film and how
Right,
much of
right.
that
You
hit the
chop
cutting room
down.
floor
Yeah, yeah.
because I haven't seen the final.
Right.
So how can I actually feel good about promoting something that I'm not actually sure I'm in? I'm like, well, check this out. I think, you know what I mean? So I got a couple of projects I was in that I actually do research on like that. I had the opportunity to get one of my big breaks working with Stephen Bosco, rest in peace, the late Stephen Bosco, who wrote a lot of the earlier series in the 80s and 90s on television. And some of my people came to me, you know, in Compton, was hollering at me about some people doing a TV show at Fox, and they needed a song, and they kind of wanted something along the lines of like, gangster, gangster, that's what they yelling. It's not about a salary, it's all about reality. But of course, they couldn't use the most popular song in the world at that time.
And they was burning up right now.
$1 million, a brand new show, it was unheard of. So they basically came to us about writing a song. They asked the group. My group wasn't with it, and they asked me would I be interested. I'd take a stab.
Yeah.
I wrote the song and turned it in. And they liked the song, and then they said, "Well, we want to meet him." So I went down there with a couple of the homies, like us three.
Yeah, right.
In the car and rolled down there, meet the director and the producer. They put the record on. Could you do the record? And I put the record on, and I'm, gunshots in the hood. I'm packing my 9, and this kid was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He got shot. Nobody knows what for. On the streets, his money is gold, his dope is war. And they was like. That was the scariest thing we've ever seen in our fucking life. You need to play the part of Calvin. And it's like, next thing I know, I'm in the movies. I start off writing the song. Because of my performance of the song, I'm in the film. So it was bananas, man. And, flip forward, I'm sitting at my job, and one of my phone rang, and one of the homies hit me and like, hey, he like, man, everywhere I go, I keep seeing your ugly mug. And I'm like, fuck you mean? What you talking about? He like, I'm at work right now in the break room, and guess who on my TV screen? All right, man, 20 questions. I don't know who. You, motherfucker, you on CNN. I'm like, man, fuck out of here. I got him on the headset. I gotta hang this shit up. Fuck out of here. Playing on my phone and shit. Cause I know I ain't on CNN.
Right.
Fuck, I'm on CNN. Bro. I ain't did shit. I'm talking to you. I ain't in jail. I ain't dead. What the fuck I'm on CNN for? Fuck out of here. Get out of here. So he called back. And he said something, and I was like, "Come on, bro! I told you, why you fucking with me?
You messing my time right now."
So then he sends me a screenshot back, and it's basically a screenshot of me on camera, and I see the little CNN thing in the corner, and then I just went nuts. And then like about an hour later, about 30 minutes later, well, I guess when he got back off his break. And he was somewhere where we had a better signal. He sent me a link.
Oh, okay,
and
nice.
I opened the link, and I still didn't get it because it was just like CNN presents the 90s, and it starts doing all this talking because it was the whole show. It wasn't my part.
Yeah, right.
So I had to watch it. I was watching it. It's kind of interesting. And then I got to the part where it started talking about cock rock, and I'm like, what? Then I look up, and it's Tom Hanks, and I'm like, what? And then Tom Hanks is like, yeah, there's this one episode, and there's these rappers, and these gangbangers, and they're in a cell, and they begin to sing. And then he starts saying the lyrics that I wrote. He started busting my shit. Life in the hood. I'm like, wait a minute, this is Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Not the Tom Hanks on the island with the little ball and shit. Not Tom Hanks. Like, nah, man. Bosom buddies, Tom Hanks, the legend, saying something that I wrote. I couldn't believe it, man.
I saw one in which a bunch of gangbangers were in jail, and they began to sing, "Life in the hood ain't no pizza pie. Everybody die when the bullets fly."
Life in the hood ain't no pizza pie. Anybody can die when the bullets fly.
And I said, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute.
I remember, my bad. I remember actually, I'm watching the 90s, and I know you was on it. I didn't pay whatever, so I'm watching the 90s, and I'm just chilling. I'm a crazy guy. I started with letters, so I started backwards a little bit.
That was
whatever.
the name of the show?
Yeah, and I'm like, so I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yo, and then I see you pop up on the screen. I'm like, yo, that's Urge. And I'm bugging out a little bit, like, I'm looking like, yo, I'm on Netflix right now, I'm watching the 90s, and that's straight up Earth. And they doing the whole thing, and like that. I didn't even know, I seen you always post like the whatever, but I ain't never seen a video of it, I was like, oh shit, he's on fucking Netflix right now, that's just bananas to me,
And what was really surreal, man, is just like seeing myself amongst amongst pop culture and my favorite shows. And this was for a failed effort. This wasn't for something that was they were rah-rah and it was
Right.
a success. This was for a failed effort. But I was still amongst The Simpsons, Arsenio Hall, X-Files. Things that I just, dude, I would not miss a copy of X-Files, dog. I would fucking cuss you out about Mulder and Scully.
Right.
I mean, oh my mama, the Smoking Man, all that shit.
Right.
That was my show. But I'm right there amongst all that pop culture, the stuff that was even in the government, like everything that went on in the 90s.
And you got to figure this out. On that section, they picked that portion of the Cop Rock. Now, I didn't watch Cop Rock, but I know it was a whole season before they canceled or whatever, right? So they picked out of all those episodes, they drilled it all the way down to that one point or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
And that's another thing. One of my dear loved ones gave me the series on DVD.
Oh, word. Okay.
It's 3 discs.
Okay.
I think I'm on the second disc of the second season. Here's the thing. What made them pick that clip?
You're right.
Just what you
That's
just
what I'm saying.
said.
Out of all that shit.
What made them pick that clip? They got a bunch of people singing, bunch of people dancing, bunch of people running, bunch of people crying, bunch of people performing. What made them pick the clip with me in it? It's bugged me out, man.
Yeah, and for Tom Hanks to recite your lines, dog.
It was surreal. It was just bananas to hear.
Wow.
I mean, I watched it like when I got the link, I watched it 30 times in a row because I could not believe it. It was like I was waiting for your boy Ashton Kutcher to come running out the bushes or something like, you thought Tom Hanks was saying you got punked.
Right.
Like I was waiting because it was just too much, man. Where would that come from?
Yeah.
To get a 3-disc DVD. But the part that the segment that they used was my part. I just felt highly blessed, man. To me, it felt like somebody up there was looking out for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So thank you. You know
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
So the big blessing, and it went from CNN to Netflix.
Right.
So, I mean, it started CNN in the 90s, but then they moved the series CNN in the 90s to Netflix series.
Right.
So to see the content move around like that, I know a lot of people that know me and that are familiar with me got an opportunity to see that if they was paying attention. If you blink, you might have missed it, but if they was paying attention, they saw me.
Any residuals on that for you?
Yeah.
Nah, long time ago. The whole thing about that is when I did Cop Rock, and it's crazy, I still got the contract for that. So the next time we in the podcast and we just talking, I'm gonna bring that with me. But I still got the actual paperwork that had my meal penalty on it, like the $1,500 I got, the whole 9. And it was nice, man. I got residuals off of it, I think, for like a year and a half. But you know that it got canceled.
Yeah.
So I only got the residuals on where it was playing because it started getting picked up on different cables.
Right.
Yeah, it was just a surreal experience, man. Being on the Fox lot, going to makeup. It was my first time being in makeup and having a hair person, a stylist, and going to wardrobe, and them giving you're wearing this. It's just like, it was just crazy. You go in there, they like, these your shoes. You like, they are, and you put those shoes that you never had on. But cool. You go in a room, they got your name on it, and all your stuff's in there. And then the stylist come and style you, and then they take you to the set. It was just crazy, man.
Wow. That's a good experience too, man. To like even bring back now, like I said, because like I said, I know you've been killing the act. You're doing it was the Crown Prince you guys got, whatever. I saw that trailer. And that looks sick. When I first saw it, I saw Angel getting choked out. Angel Sandoval. Shout out to Angel. I know we go whatever.
Shout out to Angel Sandoval.
But I seen Angel getting choked out by one of the Jokers, and I see there's like maybe 30 or 40 Jokers in the background. Like, okay, and it's shot real well too. Whatever. I've actually flipped it to a couple people at work. I know some comic heads. I flipped it to them like, yo, you guys got to check this out, fan film type of deal, whatever. Yeah. And just to see that, like, I bet you bring like some of that experience over. Like you said, that was taking care of you, whatever. So now you've done a couple, whatever. So now you can kind of bring that over. And we kind of creating a little something right now, as far as like visually and whatever. So even like say, I bet even just seeing that, like, so you got the experience of watching on Netflix, whatever. But now it kind of got to give that drive to create your own a little bit.
Definitely makes you want to be a part of the content, because when you see it, I mean, basically what it told me and showed me right there at that spot, that I've been out here making history. I mean, and I knew that to a certain extent, but it's nothing like when they come back and slap you in your face. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you're actually out here doing it.
That's Tom Hanks.
Right.
Like, that's bigger than it looks.
Yeah, right.
I don't care who watching it. I don't care where the show went. Tom Hanks is on screen taking the time to talk about something that I wrote.
Yeah. That's dope.
Why?
Yeah.
Like, what in the universe brought that? But whatever it was, all I could do is be very thankful, man, and being very humble and grateful because, you know, experience is a good teacher.
Right.
I sat on the Fox lot. I had my own trailer. I had my own stylist. I had my own wardrobe person. I was actually in there in that television show with speaking lines. And I got to perform.
Yeah, you got to rhyme too.
So
yeah,
it was
exactly.
crazy that they brought me in for the song. They heard me. They saw me perform the song and was so just like blown away from the performance and the passion and intensity of it. It was like, okay, now you're an actor. You're Calvin. So I got to go for the rap because that's what I did, but I also got to act.
They gave you a role too. Yeah,
so I got the role and I got to perform because it was more of a musical format, and that was incredible because I got a chance to do two things I love at the same time. It's like having a Twix around his
Bosco's a little ahead of his time because in the 90s and like in the 90s or whatever, that night, like late 90s, that became more of a thing. Like you had the High School Musicals and the whatever. So
all of them,
he was a little ahead of his time, you know, because people didn't really recognize like the whole shows or whatever at the time. In the 80s, like that was kind of like you putting music, like you're doing a musical on TV, like what, you know, whatever. But then you start seeing 90s, like all that stuff really kind of.
Well, you got to go back to the like, what was the stuff with your boy?
Oh, okay, you gotta.
What was the stuff?
We gotta get Pluto out here.
What was the stuff with your boy Travolta though? Both Grease and all of that. Those was musicals early on. So that stuff went. I guess it came and went. When he did it, people weren't ready. They weren't ready to be watching a drama and somebody starts saying, "My son, he's dead." What the hell is this?
Cool. Well, we gotta let Pluto roll. Pluto came out here. He's gotta let him roll. Gotta let him do his thing here. We appreciate him come out. We wanted to give him some actually front time instead of just showing his fist beating up people a little bit. So we appreciate Pluto for coming through.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yes,
salute, man.
Right back here, me and Urge on the spot. So now we're gonna make it a little personal since it's just me and Urge here. We've got a chance to record a few times. What is some of your favorite things about recording with Mike the Middleman? Let's just let's throw out a little personal.
I think I like the unorthodox styles, and I like the way that our actual tones and cadence plays off of each other on the songs that we've done. I like the way that you can listen to the songs that we've done. And if you listen to your verse, it sounds like one song. And then when my verse come on, it sounds like another song. Yeah. But it's the same song.
Right.
And then what we did wasn't like a tug of war. It wasn't me pulling or you pulling. It was just you delivering your way as a postman, dressed in a postman uniform with your bag and all your mail, doing your delivery. And me delivering my way with my hockey uniform, with my stick, with the puck, trying to hit the goalie and get it in, delivering my way with my deliverance. But that's what it was for me. The cadence of our voice, the way we play off of each other vocally, and then our styles. It's not that they contrast so much that they different, they were just that weird, but it's that they contrast in a good way. They contrast in a smooth way, like the voices kind of they put you in thought. Anytime you listen to something, they make your mind go into like you listening to it, but it's putting you into you hearing it, but it's still yet putting you into a thought process as it takes you on the journey of what you're hearing as you're following it. Can't go on a journey unless you following it. Story, So you following it and it's taking you on that journey, but it's also dropping you into your sunken place, it's making you think about the stuff that you're hearing. And that's what's deep. And in the kitchen sink, that's what I told a homie. What you I said, dog, the kitchen sink. So you look outside, it's like a garage. So you're like, what's all that shit out there in the yard, bro? So that's Mike the Middleman. He showed up with the kitchen sink. He brought everything.
My favorite thing is when I listen to your style, some of your punchlines. Like I love your delivering your punchlines. You know what I'm saying? Like you be saying shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm seriously quoting them at work, mumbling under my breath, whatever. Like, man, I was like, just the way sometimes it's almost like you playing off my rhyme sometimes, and then you're gonna throw whatever, and then you'll throw the punchline into my shit, and I think that shit is dope. I'm like, damn, he threw some shit on a punchline that related to my whole shit back in my rhyme. I haven't seen many people do that. I think that's some of the sickest shit ever.
Yeah, I used to rhyme, and I rapped in probably like 3 or 4 groups, man, in my life, and I'm used to rapping with like at least 1 to 2 other artists, sometimes female, sometimes it's 2 males and a female.
Right.
Sometimes it's 3 males.
Right.
But I'm used to that. That's kind of like how I started, like that, like the Run DMC or Houdini style, back and forth. And then I went to being a solo artist, which was more of a battle MC, a battle artist.
Nice.
And then I kind of spent off that into just, doing my own thing. And I still put battle records out to this day. I don't go to battles where they pushing and shoving and stabbing and wilding.
I actually want to do a battle. I actually want to do a battle league. I got an idea to do a whole battle league. I love battle rap, and I actually got an idea to do a whole battle league of MCs and make it kind of I want to put it out there, but kind of like it's like they get a part of everything that happens that we generate from it. Basically,
I love it. No, I love it. I mean, see, something nice and something organized and something civilized. Not savage and not young. Right. That's what I'm about. I want to go where I could
listen.
I could hear for myself, and I hear screaming. I want to hear it. I want to judge it like everybody else judging it. I want it to be fair. I don't want people over there pushing and my man's with a knife and somebody outside like, when it's over with, we're going to shoot it up. Like, I'm 50 years old. I'm this old with these grades because I've been going to shit like that. You know what I mean? I'll put them on record now and let them figure it out. They can hear them bars and they know if they could, they know in your heart and your mind if you stand up to what you're hearing on that CD or on that release. But I'll leave it there now, man. But that's a great idea what you just had, and I wish something would come back that was a little more tame for some of us that are a little more mature, that don't want all the rah-rah. But we do want the entertainment, and we do enjoy the battle and the whole
competition.
The whole competition of it all. I love that part. I just don't like all the stuff that come with it. But yeah, man, me and you have a project due. Actually, I can take a stamp and hit it and then say rubber stamp it overdue. We got 2 songs, I think, officially that we've done together, and I think we just need to kind of play off those, but bounce into some other stuff. And it's crazy because I've been wanting to come over to the Beehive. I've been saying that to you, I think, last year and the year before, but just here and there, like, yo, man, get me on something. I know y'all working. But
I know, that's funny. I was gonna say that. I was like, you was in my ear for a long time. Like, yo, man, you kind of whatever. I was like, yo, we gonna get something to go in. But it took a few years. But once I hear it, I'd be at work listening to it. I'll listen to it, like hearing it, like, damn.
Yeah,
Urge was right. He was he was right a long time ago.
Yeah, what it is I don't know, man. Sometimes, the universe just does what it do. I don't, when I met you, we met over there, and I was looking for something totally different because I was looking for another video guy, somebody that can kind of help me get some of this media done faster than my guy Santisi. Because although I love him and he's great, he's like tied up and he does do a lot of serious stuff,
and longer
format stuff, movies, and I didn't want to bother him and tie him up because he does so much for me already. But I did want somebody that could, kind of shoot a little quicker and help me just build a little content.
Right.
So when I saw what you guys had and how you was bringing it to the table and what you guys were doing, I just looked at that like, look, we could help each other. We can, we could do something.
Yeah, definitely.
And I started tripping off the fact that, but you was already in the group, and then you guys were on a level that when I saw you guys, it was Big Brother Almighty. Y'all was on a level like that I was trying to get to. I'm in the studio. I do a lot of shows. I do the interviews. I have videos. I'm in the films, but I have not got a chance to tour. I toured in the 80s.
Yeah.
This is 2000 and something. So the 80s was a long time ago to be getting your bag,
going on the
running
plane,
out of hotels and jumping out of taxis, going out of that ain't even taxis, it's Ubers and Lyfts, and jumping on and off planes in Chicago, Cleveland, Miami,
I think my favorite part of touring is actually just spending time with my cousin. Like, I swear, like, not even doing the shows, but it's just the fact that I'll be on the road with my cousin.
Right.
For 20 days or 40 days or
that's
whatever.
Dope.
We be wilding and doing our thing.
That's
or
dope.
whatever.
That's invaluable. You just build it.
It's
incredible, man.
I think that's I like doing shows. I like meeting a lot of people. I met every rapper, from Seattle, Portland, all the shout outs to all the rappers who got the Instagram and gave me music. I met them in New York and Philly and everywhere. So shout out to all the rappers that did that. But that's one of my favorite things. I'm chilling with my cousin in a new spot, and that's just...
No, I love it. I love it. When I met you, man, I knew you was official, man. One of the things I liked about your crew is y'all was fully with the culture. Like, I seen you guys big up in the dances and going back and getting interviews on the pop locking, doing the T-shirts, the graph fighting. I seen you guys with several things on the Chaotic Style channel, and I was just like, I'm I was born in '68, so the '80s, Grandmaster Flash. Like I'm like, this is it. You know what I mean? They wrapped around the culture, so that's kind of like what I want to cling to, not the people that I have to try to explain that to.
Right. Yeah, and I understand. And we do. We love the
don't get it. It just they rapping all that, but the culture go over their heads.
That's our favorite thing is the elements. We try to wrap ourselves in the elements of hip hop. If you don't know, so we put graffiti videos and all that, and we just love. I love graffiti artists. Like, I love b-boys. I mean, watching a b-boy doing this thing just puts me. I wanted to be a b-boy if I wanted to be a rapper, but I can't dance like that, so I started rapping.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it. You guys bring everything from the graphite to the turntablism to the MCing to the just what the DJs do. You guys just y'all show a lot, man, and it's like that's important for the culture. A lot of it gets lost in the mix and lost in the wash. So these other elements of the culture, I feel they breathe life. You know what I mean? They breathe life into the culture. They keep it alive. So
yeah, and we want to shout out to the culture. We love the elements. That's our thing, man. We're gonna close out the podcast. We want to thank everybody for checking us out. I want to thank my man Urge for stopping by. Thank Pluto for shooting by as well. We did a little pre-production, so I'm gonna shout out everybody that came through. Dallas that came through. Invincible that came through before we did the podcast, and my son. Shout out to my son that's coming through a little bit later. Shout out to Michael R. Santana for cutting up.
Yes, sir.
Making this look official. So if you guys watch this in the background, you know what I'm saying? We don't got to be unorthodox. We're going to let him know that all this beautiful stuff you're going to see in the background is all done by him. Shout out to him. Shout out. We got Knuckles coming. So my mic sounds nice. Episode 1. It's your boy Mike the Middleman Check, and we out.
My brass monkey filled up in that little red cup. I got the type of the cup. Show they twerking it up. Because I got the split rolled up and now I'm taking a puff. Got my head right, brick off with honey dips so fine. The mic in my head, she asked me, yo, spit a rhyme. I got 60 for days and my brains in the hay. So I spit out the clever Mike the Middleman free. All the hands